we have a title match, the only one of two, because there's only 5 matches at Money in the Bank. That's the magic number, it appears, with Triple H, 5. So we have Seth Rollins versus Damian Priest for the World Heavyweight Championship, with the stipulation of if Seth loses, he can no longer challenge Damian Priest for the World Heavyweight title as long as he is champion. And if Damian Priest loses, then he has to leave Judgment Day. And I really feel it's that stipulation that makes me conflicted on what this is. Like, when they first introduced that, I was like, okay, obviously Damian's winning because they're not going to kick him out. But then they just added a little bit more tension in that idea of Damian leaving. So I'm like, okay, so would this just be the catalyst for him to leave? Because it's like, well, he has to now because he lost. You know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
is it going to be, but then when you do you think about it from the other perspective, right? Like, okay, Damian loses, but then they're going to put the world title back on Seth already?
That's what. Thank you. You're
Yeah.
on my path. I'm already right there with. It does not make sense to me
Yeah.
to have Seth come back and then just be champion
Mm.
when Damian's doing, I think, a fine job. There's no
Yeah.
reason to take the strap off him. If it's just to take the strap off him so that you can kick him out of Judgment Day,
Yeah.
that it seems a little bit too much to
I
me.
and
Eh,
yeah, I think that maybe the stipulation was meant to add a little bit more complexity to whatever's going on with Judgment Day. So I really wouldn't be surprised to see Damian win, but shenanigans are happening with Judgment Day. Even though he told them, like, stay out of it, blah 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 blah, like there might be something happening, like chaos happening ringside or something. We don't know. That even though he ends up winning, it doesn't make him too happy. I have a hard time believing that if they're going to break up the Judgment Day, that this would be why. Because we already said there's really no reason for Seth Rollins to want Judgment Day to break up, really. Like
no,
there's no
there's
reason
there's
for
no
that.
bad blood. I mean, there's no real personal bad blood
Yeah.
between them. I want to pose this question to you as I watch the Money in the Bank in the background here. Do you think that Liv Morgan plays a factor into this
Mm.
match and ends up helping Damian? Because Damian's the only one skeptical of
Mhm.
Liv Morgan. And how do you take Judgment Day completely away from Rhea?
Mm.
We'll take the only ally that's left on her side in Damian Priest.
I I actually I really like that idea because that's what JD McDonough was doing. You know, like he was
Mm-hmm.
trying to win over Damian because he was the only one who was like not really into him joining.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like making sure that Damian retained, how could Damian hate Liv then?
You can't
You
hit her.
know? Yeah.
And
Because
it
then
gets,
it's like
yeah.
she helped your boys win the tag titles. She then helps you retain the title. So then then you don't ever have to deal with Seth Rollins again. Then you're not kicked out of Judgment Day. And then she's booing up your boy Mustachio over here. And I mean, he's not in the title picture or anything, but as long as he's kind of just normal and doing
You got to
whatever,
keep
then
Dom happy. He's a child.
yes,
We know this. He
yes,
only eats
yes.
chicken tenders.
He had a platter of chicken nuggets, bro. Like he's a,
That
but that's me. That's literally me.
It's
Like if you
me.
were,
I
yeah, I
drunk on
don't
a
judge him.
Saturday night at 2 a.m.
Yeah,
That is my dinner.
yeah, that I don't judge him whatsoever. But I do think, like, as much as I'm torn, I really feel like the only thing that really makes the most sense is Damian winning, because I don't think it's a bad idea for Seth to not be able to challenge him for the title again, because I don't anticipate Damian to be a long champion
Yeah.
anyway. But I don't think it makes sense to kick Damian out because he left or lost to Seth Rollins. And then you also got to think about SummerSlam, and Gunther challenged for the world title because he won King of the Ring. I think that we're going to see him versus Damian more than him versus Seth. Like, I just don't know that I see that changing really.
No.
But yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to go with Damian because it's hard for me to imagine anything else.
I'm still Liv Morgan
Yeah,
interfering. It's so glued into my brain at this point.
yeah. She
Locking it
has
in.
to. She doesn't even have a match. And she just was the reason why basically Dom lost to his dad.
I'll make it up to you. I'll make it up to you. How do you make it up to you? By pleasing the man who you actually answer to now that mommy's gone. So
yeah,
you're
because then it's like
Poppy.
then you all have to answer to Rhea. It's not just Dom. But then that's the thing too. If she's in good with Finn, though, that might throw
Well, it
a
doesn't
little
matter.
bit.
She's fine either
I guess
way.
she's just trying to manipulate everybody. It doesn't matter.
Exactly. You got to get the whole squad involved to get what you want. It's
Okay.
manipulation. I went through it.